Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Mr. Payne bringing you two-way frequency tables, Unit 10, Lesson 5. Please write down your objective inside your WSQ. You will be able to read and analyze two-way frequency tables. You will be able to explain the difference between a joint and conditional relative frequencies. We will be working with categorical data or data that shows how many things surveyed fall into a given category. Today is going to be very important for you to underline and follow along with exactly which way I'm moving in these tables. It is not a hard concept once you understand the vocabulary. So I'm going to help you out, and let's start with exercise number 2. A class of 20 students recorded their hair color and eye color, which are shown in the two-way frequency table below. I want to know how many students had blonde hair and blue eyes. Because we started with the word blonde hair, we're going to go to the hair column in the blonde category, and we're going to go to where it says blue eyes. So start at the blonde hair category, move down to blue eyes, and we're going to say 4, and because we're in this in this column, we're going to continue to see how many total there are. So it's blonde hair, blue eyes is 4 out of 7. So my answer to that question is 4 out of 7. The next question, how many students had red hair? So I want to see how many students have red hair. There's a total of 4 students that have red hair out of a total number of people of 20. So it's 4 out of 20. And don't forget, once I find a fraction, I can also turn all of those into percents. C. Construct a table that shows the joint relative frequencies and marginal relative frequencies for the data above. Well, the word joint is important, so I want you to circle the word joint for joint relative frequencies. Joint means put together, all together. Okay, so I'll make a little note off of joint, all together. So that means all my denominators are going to have 20 because that's how much total I have altogether. So my joint relative frequency for blue is 3 out of 20. Blonde hair, 4 out of 20. Red hair, 1 out of 20. And don't forget, I could turn all these into percentages. 5 out of 20. 2 out of 20. 0 out of 20. 1 out of 20, 1 out of 20, 3 out of 20. Now the next word that you need to know is marginal relative frequencies. The word marginal, if I say to you go to the margin, you would be going to the sides of your paper. So the same thing here. My totals are in my marginal. So my marginal would be 8 out of 20, 7 out of 20, 5 out of 20. On the bottom would be 9 out of 20, 7 out of 20, and 4 out of 20. So once again, marginal would be your totals. Let's look at exercise number 3. Let's see if there is a connection between eye color and hair color by using some conditional relative frequencies. I want you to circle the word conditional. Conditional means we're going to stay in either the row or column to get our totals. So let's look at that, and I'll show you how easy it can be. It says, what is the conditional relative frequency of having green eyes if you have red hair? What that means is we're going to start at green, we're going to go all the way over to red, and we're going to say it's 3 out of 5. Notice, I started in a row, I got my total from a row total. B, what is the conditional relative frequency of having green eyes if you have black hair? So if I wanted to do that again, and I'll change my colors here, of having green eyes if you have black hair. Green eyes, black hair. So that's 1, and out of my total of 5, so it's 1 out of 5. We're going to go ahead and skip C. We're going to go right to D. Is it more likely that a person with black hair has blue eyes? Let's take a look. Black hair, blue eyes, 3 out of 9. Then blue, I'm going to do, or that a person with blonde hair has brown eyes. So let's take a look at that one. Blonde hair, brown eyes, 2 out of 7. Notice I started with blonde hair, so that means I'm going down until I see brown eyes, which is 2, and then I get my total from that same column. So the easiest way to do that is change these both into percents. 2/7 gives me 29%. 3/9 gives me about 33%, showing that it is more likely to have black hair and blue eyes. A survey of 52 graduating seniors was conducted to determine if there was a connection between the gender of students and whether they were going on to college. Based on this data, what is more likely that someone is going to college, someone going to college is female, we're going to do that one in red or blue, or that someone who is female going to college. Let's take a look at our blue one. Someone going to college and is female. So going to college, female, 13 out of 29. Let's swap to the red one. It says someone who's female going to college would be 13 out of 22. 13 out of 22 would give me 59%. And in blue, it would give me 45%. Therefore, red would win, and it is more likely that someone who is female is going to go to college. Today, I hope that you learned the difference between conditional relative frequencies and joint relative frequencies. Understanding that the word conditional, you stay within the row or column. The word joint says that we're going to use our total. Have a great evening.